Buenos Aires, due to a severe storm, the roof of a club collapsed, resulting in the death of 13 people. The lives of at least 13 individuals were claimed by a powerful storm that struck the city of Bahia Blanca in the Buenos Aires province of Argentina. It is reported that in the evening, due to strong winds and heavy rain, the roof of the Bahiense del Norte club building collapsed, where visitors had gathered for a figure skating exhibition on the evening of December 16th. The situation caused by the storm is catastrophic. As a result of the roof collapse, 13 people lost their lives and many others sustained injuries, with some in critical condition. Emergency medical assistance and civil defense are operating at Bahiense del Norte Club, stated the city administration's press service on social media platform X.
Estudiante, boludo. No, miren lo que es esto, no, terrible. Un árbol en medio de la calle, no pasa el bondi, no, terrible.
At the scene of the incident, efforts to clear the debris are ongoing, and there is concern that people may be trapped beneath the rubble. The city hospital is receiving the injured, and temporary shelters are set up in clubs such as Estrella, Olimpo, and Dow Center for affected citizens. The president of Argentina expressed deepest condolences to the families and loved ones of those who lost their lives in the hurricane. In the office of Argentina's president, Javier Milei, it was noted that they are monitoring the situation in the Buenos Aires province. The population is advised to follow updates from the meteorological service and stay in their homes during the early morning hours.
Una va a caer, ¿eh? Sí, ahí está. ¡Ahí está! ¡No, amigo! ¡La puta madre! ¡No! No sabes lo que vibra el edificio. La verdad que nunca vi una cosa así.
Australia is experiencing a virtual paralysis in the state of Queensland due to a storm, with wind gusts reaching 170 kilometers per hour. Fallen trees have blocked roads, homes are destroyed, and there is a lack of electricity. In addition to heavy rain, hail has also occurred, damaging dozens of cars. At least one fatality has been reported, and local schools and universities are temporarily closed. There is information about delays and cancellations of flights.
He's looking at you. Oh, he's having a whale of a time. Look at him, surfing.
Terrorist number 2. Fantastic. That'll be one tired cat that he saved. That's awesome.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's just raising, picking everything up. Yeah. It's like the wave is at the door.
According to local residents, branches and debris were literally flying through the air, and emergency services are working to address the aftermath of the severe weather and checking on residents in remote villages. It is noted that over 50 millimeters of precipitation fell in the state in just 30 minutes. An emergency warning for dangerous weather conditions is currently in effect, urging Australians not to leave their homes.
Maybe they thought it was safe. Oh, this guy with his freaking bag.
Kazakhstan has been hit by a strong snowstorm. The snowfall and powerful wind gusts caught long-haul truck drivers off guard in the Alakal district. According to representatives of the drivers' employers, there has been no communication with those stuck in the snowstorm for several hours. In a video taken from the cabin of one of the vehicles, a snow-covered road and a truck ahead can be seen. The wind gusts and snow are so intense that in some parts of the footage, nothing is visible except for a white veil. According to information from the Kaz Hydromet meteorologists, from December 17th to December 21st, 2023, there is expected to be a deterioration in weather conditions due to an approaching cyclone from the western part of Kazakhstan. In the coming days, adverse weather conditions are forecasted in several regions. Heavy precipitation, temperature decrease, freezing rain, gusty wind, and limited visibility. Additionally, it is reported that from December 17th, the cyclone will affect the territories of the West Kazakhstan and Aktobe regions, where heavy snowfall, strong gusty winds, and a snowstorm are expected. Furthermore, from December 18th, the cyclone will move towards the northern, central, and eastern parts of the country, leading to a worsening of weather conditions. A monstrous wildfire has struck Europe, specifically in Spain, where the province of Castellón is ablaze. The fire has engulfed a forested area, and efforts to extinguish the blaze have proven unsuccessful thus far. According to the Spanish police, the incident resulted from an accident on one of the main highways. One of the vehicles caught fire after a collision, and the flames spread to the trees. Emergency services have deployed helicopters and water-carrying planes. It is known that emergency medical teams are working at the accident site, and while there have been no fatalities, there are individuals who have been injured. Spaniards report that the smoke plumes and the smell of burning are noticeable for dozens of kilometers. Authorities fear that the fire may soon approach residences too closely. Therefore, residents are being asked to gather essential belongings and be prepared for evacuation. Hundreds of tons of dead sardines have washed ashore on the coast of Hokkaido, where hundreds of tons of Far Eastern fish are rotting. The cause of the mass mortality remains a mystery. Many Japanese citizens are now recalling the release of radioactive water from the Fukushima nuclear power plant. Waves of dead fish continuously roll onto the shore near the Japanese city of Hakodate on the southern tip of Hokkaido Island. Tons of Far Eastern sardines cover the water surface and a coastal stretch of about 1.5 kilometers. In a day, so much dead fish accumulates that people's legs sink almost knee-deep. Collection and disposal have been ongoing for 2 weeks, both manually and using construction equipment. Over 60 tons are collected per day, and as soon as the cleared area is filled, a new batch from the sea arrives. Trucks dump the fish into the furnace of a local waste incineration plant. Selling it is prohibited by all sanitary standards, and authorities recommend against consuming it, but not everyone heeds the advice. Some people fry and eat the fish. The port city of Shima, in Mie Prefecture, 1,000 kilometers from Hakodate, where the mass dumping of dead sardines on the shore began, faces potential serious losses for local fishermen. Shrimp is a popular catch here, but in such conditions, it is impossible to fish. Due to the decay, even the color of the seawater has changed. The exact cause of this massive fish mortality and the dumping on the shores in Japan cannot be pinpointed, and specialists are only putting forward theories. Residents of Brazil experienced heavy rains, a hurricane, and flooding in the state of Rio Grande do Sul. Caxias do Sul was particularly hard hit, experiencing chaos during the storm. The wind toppled tents and awnings, and debris of unknown origin flew through the air, torn and shredded by the elements. Local media report that at least one person died when part of a hurricane-damaged shed struck a car. Another 12 people were injured in Sierra Gaucho when a structure set up for an exhibition of Van Gogh and Impressionists collapsed in front of a shopping center. According to the Metsul publication, the storm, which hit at a speed of 80 kilometers per hour, also knocked down trees and caused power line failures. Some towns were left without electricity. The time required for recovery efforts and accurate assessments of the damage to settlements are not yet reported. A sudden cold snap has hit China following a heavy snowfall that covered Beijing, causing chaos in the giant city with a population of nearly 22 million. This not only resulted in disruptions to the metro system, but also led to other utility emergencies. Chinese President Xi Jinping was forced to call on all relevant agencies to exert maximum efforts to ensure safety during the winter conditions. Furthermore, he stated that the snowfall had impacted the country's energy supply and transportation network, instructing officials to increase coal, electricity, oil, and gas supplies. Snow continues to fall in Beijing and its surroundings. After an unusually warm autumn, temperatures have sharply dropped below freezing. Meteorologists across China have issued warnings about low temperatures and strong winds. According to their forecasts, the cold wave will bring icy winds across the entire country, and these weather conditions will persist into the next week. In some parts of China, temperatures may drop to historic lows. The actual impact will soon become apparent. Heavy rains and windy weather have resulted in a devastating flood in Malaysia, with the state of Selangor on the west coast of the peninsula being the hardest hit. Several major cities there are submerged underwater. The situation is particularly dire in settlements such as Terengganu, Kelantan, and Puchong, where squares, houses, and shops have been inundated. Thousands of cars are visible only by their rooftops protruding from the water. People are wading through the water, sometimes up to their waist or knees. The number of evacuees is increasing, not only from urban areas.
Boleh, jom, jom. Video.
Banjir.
A similar apocalyptic scene is unfolding in rural areas, where agricultural lands are flooded and water is standing in homes. Many people are forced to leave their homes, and individuals are being transported to temporary shelters. 37 shelters have been opened in 6 districts. According to the latest information, More than 3,000 people have been relocated, and the water shows no signs of receding from the settlements. Moreover, according to local experts, the water levels in local rivers at 5 main stations in the state have exceeded critical marks. Currently, not only rescuers, but also the military are involved in the evacuation. They are patrolling small villages and assisting residents in moving to safe locations. There is no information available yet about casualties and injuries. The sacred streets of the Muslim city of Mecca are flooded. The flooding is caused by heavy rains that have been ongoing in western Saudi Arabia for several days. Just a month ago, in the same region, floods occurred, claiming the lives of 2 people and causing disruptions to both ground and air transportation.
It's still good.